4 minutes left, down by 2. You guys know exactly what to do.
I think it's more so, we're always trying to better ourselves, and some situations we haven't been perfect in, but we never stop believing. So it's just an extra, just ability to dig a little deeper, have that much confidence, and play fast, and know that the team needs you the most, and you got to be accountable.
Some teams would have ran the ball after the 2-minute warning. You guys chose to throw it. Just walk us through what that conversation was like, because if you run the ball, obviously you can run more time off the clock, but getting the first down there, pretty much.
Whatever play comes in, we got to make it rock. Whether we're running it or we're passing it, obviously it's up to Coach Reid. That's why he's one of the greatest to ever do it, and we love him for it.
Another division championship. I know that's a lot of them, but they all got to be special in their own way, right?
Every single one of them, man. Every single one of them, especially with the new guys and all the young guys that we got here. And on top of that, man, it's just another step, another check mark off of the list the set of goals that we set before the season. And it always feels good, but at the same time, it's that this is just another step in the road.
Can you describe your route on that 3rd and 7 play coming out of the 2-minute warning? What were you doing there? And did you just find a spot in the zone and look for Pat?
In the red zone?
Yeah. No, in the last play, right out of the 2-minute warning that got the first down.
That was a play where you give Pat the ability to get out of the pocket and make a play with his arm or his legs, and with that being said, we got to find a way to get the first down. So I just improvised a little bit off of the initial route and found a void, and Pat was right on cue with getting it to me at the last second.
Are you just trying to show him your numbers at that point? Make sure you're passing.
Just trying to get open for him, yeah. Just trying to get open for him, make his job a little easier.
Another clutch play with you and Patrick. What did you say to each other after you caught that ball and you went over and talked to each other?
Way to see it, way to make a play, man. It's just, it fires you up when you can seal the game like that at the end. It's always a little scary knowing that you're down a point, having to kick a field goal. I'm way more comfortable than trying to score a touchdown there, but that's just me.
What was your vantage point? Did you see the ball hit the upright? Did you have a good view of that?
Oh yeah, I saw it hit the upright.
What were you thinking?
Banks open on Sundays, man.
Yeah, we expected some man, but we had plans for if it was zone. They did a good job of covering it. And then Trav just played ball and got himself open. And I wanted to get on the edge where I could either fall down and let the clock keep running or try to make a play with the easy type throw. And we were able to find a way to get that throw to Trav there and get the first down.
You said he's playing ball. Is that where you expected him to be, or is he kind of just setting up?
He's supposed to run a corner route, so it is what it is.
It looked like you were about to tuck in and run and kind of cut inside. Mm-hmm. At what point do you realize there's nobody around Trav and you got that throw?
Yeah, no, I went through my reads, how Trav released, it looked like a corner, and then the halfback and a couple other guys. And then as I went ready to run, I just saw 8-7 just sitting right there in the middle of the field open, so I just fired it to him.
When you guys are on the sideline leading up to that play, what's the discussion like on just being safe and running the ball and leaving time on the clock, or you're lobbying to throw it, right?
Yeah, we went through different scenarios, but the coaches have trusted me that I'm going to make a play happen and try to, if not there, that I can fall down and we can kick the field goal from a little bit further. But yeah, I mean, we knew that they were going to sell out to block the run, and they did a good job on the outsides and the perimeter of kind of passing stuff off in zone. And so just had to make a play, and if it's not there, you fall down and then you kick the field goal from a little bit deeper.
You're creating your own luck a little bit, obviously, with the way you win these games, but what does it feel like week to week to have something peculiar seem to happen almost every game, like even going off the upright tonight?
Yeah, no, I mean, even though I feel like we could have played better, I mean, that's a good football team, a good defense, and we were able to have a good last drive there to get us in field goal range. And as long as we have a chance to go out there and have the football and make a play happen, I feel like we're going to make it happen. And giving Matthew the chance to kick the field goal, and he knocked it through.
It seemed like you first down inside 2 minutes. Were you lobbying to keep the offense going, charging for a touchdown, or were you content to take a knee?
I was content to take a knee. we could have maybe got it a little bit closer, but I mean, when you're in that range, you're expecting to make the field goal, and we trust in our kickers, we trust in our special teams, and that's a huge part of what we do every single day, and we were able to make it and get the win.
And I feel like you guys are close to the offensive consistency that maybe we've seen in previous seasons. What do you point to that maybe would help you maybe break through a little bit more?
Yeah, I think just got to be able to hit some of these explosive plays. I think that's probably the biggest thing. And once you do that, it opens up everything else. And it seems like we stall out on drives, on little things. And I've said that kind of all year long. But it is close. I truly believe we are closer than we were this year at this point. And it's just about finding a way to prove it on the football field on Sundays. We'll play every day of the week, it seems like, the next few days. But on game days, and then we can kind of go into the playoffs with some momentum.
You have gotten hit quite a bit this season. Can you just take us through what's it like to take hit after hit and still try to operate the offense? And is there anything that you've sort of figured out that your body can withstand the amount of toll you've taken?
Yeah, I mean, it's part of football. You just play the game. We play a lot of good defenses this year. That's the one bad thing about when you win the Super Bowl, you play the best schedule, and we played a lot of good defensive ends and defensive linemen. And I think for myself, it's just finding the soft spot in the pocket. I feel like on some of the early third downs, I was kind of running into where they were looping to, and they had a plan for me in escaping the pocket. And so just trying to find that soft spot. I thought I did better at that as the game went on. And then whenever I was able to make the run at the end. So working a new guy in, trusting in those other guys, I think we're going to be hitting the ground running as the playoffs come ahead.
How do you feel another AFC West championship? I know you have bigger goals than this, but what kind of achievement is it, particularly given the down-to-the-end nature of all these games?
Yeah, I mean, it's our first goal every single year to win the AFC West, and it's a great division where a lot of rivalries, where everybody's playing each other tough. And, I mean, 3 teams are going to probably make the playoffs. I mean, that speaks to the division that we play in. And so to be able to win this division, to gain another game in the playoff picture, it was an important game for us against a really good football team. We found a way to get a win, but now we got to keep building if we want to get to our ultimate goal.
You saw him about Travis being 12 days ago. DJ showed up. What did you think of the way he performed?
I thought he did a good job. I mean, there's little things here and there. I mean, he's still learning the playbook. So, he knows how to pass protect. That's the easy part. He knows how to run block. But the pass-off games with new guys, to know where he can kind of cheat and kind of get subtle cues on my cadences and stuff like that. I mean, he truly is just out there playing football and just one-on-one reps. And he did a good job today. I mean, obviously, I'll go back and look at the film, and hopefully we get him back out there soon. But, I mean, to play all those snaps right off an ACL injury, I was proud of how he fought.
You talk about Travis being the fastest tight end at 12,000 yards. What he means to you?
Oh, man, he means the world to me, man. I mean, without getting, like, emotional, I mean, he's a guy that has really kind of made me who I am in my career, and a true leader on the football field. Someone, everybody says security blanket, but someone that I can just go to at any moment, and he's going to make a big play happen. And as he's gone throughout his career, he's never dropped off as far as his work ethic and the way he leads, and I think that's super important. When you have a guy that's going to have a gold jacket, and he's the hardest working dude on the team.
What do you mean he's made you who you are? Is it in terms of a player?
I think just both. I think just in terms as a player, obviously. I mean, he's someone that he plays on the same wavelength that I do, and it's hard to do that. And I think it takes guys time. So it seems like from the first day, I've kind of been on that same page with Trav, and then seeing him work every day. I mean, everybody sees like the personality and on the TV and stuff like that, but you don't see that everyday work ethic that he has. I mean, he's the guy that gets mad when they take him out of practice reps. I mean, that's just the type of work ethic he has. And even for me to come into the league and have a superstar player and see him work like that, it kind of showed me that I'm about to put that work ethic in if I want to get to that level.
Thanks, Patrick.
Thank you.
What a great win to come out of this evening with. Appreciate our fans and the light show and everything else that they put on. It was phenomenal, and they all hung here to the end, which is great support for our guys. As far as the game goes, defensively, we really, I thought, played well the first half and held a really good offense, quarterback to minimal yards. Morton with the 2 sacks, I thought was big. Chamari, 8 tackles. And then the second half, they kind of got it going. But when it counted, we took care of business there. Offensively, Pat was 23 for 46. Pacheco 14 for 55. I mean, good numbers for him. It's great to get him back in there and going. He and Kareem are a nice tag team to have. And then P. Ryan also had a huge play for us there. And then Xavier was 5 for 41, which was good there. 8 guys caught passes today, so that was a plus for us. Third downs, again, were very good. So Nags and Spags both put together, I thought, solid game plans that really helped us through. And then, Kelce with. I want to make sure I say this right, but fastest tight end to reach 12,000 yards. I mean, it's pretty impressive, and the game's been around a couple of years, so it's pretty impressive to do that. Justin Reed on special teams stepping up and kicking off for us. Not a lot of safeties in the league are doing that right now, and I thought he did a nice job. Ariza came up big on the punt game, and then Matt Wright. Listen, I mean, he never looks at himself as the third guy. I told him, just keep it right, a little to the right, just a little bit more. But my hat goes off to him for the field goals that he made in tough situations, plus that one at the end was great. So anyways, with that, time's yours.
Andy, after the first down inside 2 minutes, how much consideration did you give to keeping the offense charged and trying to get a touchdown rather than positioning for a field goal?
Yeah, so I mean, I've trust in Matthew, so I was good with where we were. Percentages are pretty high. I know we've won a game in that same situation on the opposite end, so I get it. But he's a solid kicker, so I wasn't too worried about it. Once we got down in there, now to get down in there was a nice job by our guys. To that play that Pat and Kelce made right there at the end was something. So that's not quite the way it was drawn up. Yeah, it was a naked, so with the back on a slide, and they zoned it off, and Pat had it in his hands, which is important, and on the move, which is important. He does some good things with that, and then we had some people coming to him. But listen, I thought the Chargers did a nice job with that. But they zoned us off. That's more of a man thought. They'd been playing man up to that point. They've been zero blitzing us. So if they would have done that, it would have been a great call.
So I know that if he's not maybe the first option to throw the ball, but you've seen this Patrick certainly make a play out of nothing several times. What can you kind of take us through your thought process? The plays unfold, you see that they've covered maybe what you want.
Yeah. I mean, I have trust in Pat making those kind of plays. He kind of said that before the play. He goes, I'll make something happen. So he has the option to run, he has the option to throw to the back, and then everybody's coming to him on that. So I thought he did a good job there.
You got bigger goals, obviously, but how sort of fundamental is putting the AFC West into all the other goals you've had, and in this instance now, what it is, what you're doing this season?
Yeah, listen, but I am proud of the guys. I mean, the coaches, Clark gives us an opportunity to do this along with Mark Donovan and Brett Veach. So I mean, we're all in this together trying to make this happen. It's not easy. I mean, that's not an easy thing. And every year is a little bit different on how we've gotten there. I'm proud of our guys for just hanging in there. We have so many tight games, more so than some of these other years. And so the guys keep hanging in there and feeling like good things are going to happen and keep battling.
Andy, what kind of achievement is winning the division again, given that, as you say, down to the wider nature of most of these games?
Yeah, listen, Adam, I mean, it's early in the year here, so we've still got games left. So when I say this, we're not just putting the tent up right here and calling it a day. So we've got to keep playing and playing aggressively. And like I said, we're playing some real good football teams that are trying to get themselves into the playoffs. So they're going to be hungry and attacking. And so we've got to make sure we keep doing it. But to answer your question, it's a great achievement. It's a great achievement. But there's more left.
Considering the week or two that Wanye has had, what did he say about him to come in?
Yeah, no. I'm proud of him for, number one, not hanging his head, practicing hard, and then coming out when, you're one injury away from having to step in and go. And then he did a nice job, and he had stayed up on all of his stuff, the mental part of it. He had stayed up on it and was sharp once he got in there.
What did you think of how DJ played in the time that he was out there?
Yeah. So I think initially it was fast for him. And then he settled down, and I thought the second half he was playing well. So he just, which I figured would happen. He hasn't done anything. So with that kind of speed out there, and then the physical part of it, these guys, they try to drive you right back into the quarterback with their bull rushes, and they're very, excuse me, they're very good at it. So he did a nice job. Not too many more questions, though.
Do you ever get used to these heart-stopping wins?
Not as I'm living. All right, good.
I want to start off by congratulating Andy, the coaching staff, the players, our entire leadership team on a hard-fought win tonight and clinching another AFC West division title. It's a tremendous accomplishment. My hat goes off to Andy and the players for sticking with it. Obviously, tonight was another very close game. It seems like every time we play the Chargers, the games are like this, and we certainly overall have had a bunch like that this year. Go ahead and open it up.
Mark, to that point, I think this is the sixth or seventh time, depending on how you evaluate it, that you guys have won on the last play. What's that like from your perspective over these last couple of months?
Well, I'm certainly glad that we've ended up on the winning side of those games. As we've been going through it, I've thought a lot about last year, where we had a lot of close games, and they tended to go the other way, particularly in November and December. We really had a challenging stretch. So it's a credit to the level of competition in the National Football League. All these guys are professionals. They're very talented. And, our guys have hung in there and found ways to get the W at the end of the game.
I hope I phrase this right. When you guys won the first of these AFC West titles, it was a different kind of breakthrough than it is now. Do you remember what that meant then, and what does it do for the franchise now to keep winning?
Yeah. Well, you certainly never take them for granted. I do think in a lot of ways when you do something for the first time, it's more special, and that was not the first time we'd ever won the division. But when we started this streak of 9, I think we were all really excited. We didn't know what was ahead of us. It's been a very special time period for the Kansas City Chiefs, an amazing era of Chiefs football, and the credit for that, goes to Andy, Brett, and their staffs. They've just done a phenomenal job. And I ought to mention the injuries this year. We certainly have had a lot of injuries, particularly at the receiver position. And Brett and his team have done a fantastic job every week, finding a solution, finding somebody who can come in and help us.
Just considering all the roster moves, it's clear the organization's all in on winning 3 titles in a row. I was just wondering how important, I know a long way to go, but how important is that as far as, from your perspective and wanting to accomplish that?
Yeah. Obviously, it's a big goal for us. Winning the Super Bowl is the goal every year. If we do it this year, we'll do something that no NFL team has ever done, which is really special. We try to balance that with the long-term perspective. Our goal is to consistently compete for championships, and you've got to be thoughtful in your roster management when you're trying to do that. But Brett and his guys do a tremendous job with that. He's found guys that work within our limited salary cap resources, and they've been able to come in and contribute. DJ Humphries is an example of that tonight.
What's been your direction to Brett and Andy about balancing that, trying to win a third straight, but also not jeopardizing future years? What's been your direction?
It's really been no different than it's been since they've been here. We've tried to be thoughtful about making sure we're giving ourselves the best chance to win this year, but also putting ourselves in a position where we can win next year and the year after that. As I think about it, head coaches are very much focused on the year at hand, and really they're focused on the week at hand. A really good general manager will be thinking not only about this year, but about the next couple of years. And I think it's part of my role to help the organization think long term. But certainly we have an opportunity to do something, as I said, that's never been done, and we're definitely all in on it.
So when you say it's been part of your role to think long-term, help them think long-term, what's been your direction there in that regard?
Well, we want to put the best team we can on the field every year, and it's just a balance. It's a balancing act, right? You've got the salary cap, and you've got to work with that. It has limitations. To some degree, you can pull some of the salary cap forward if you need to help you in a particular situation like we've had this year, and we've done that a little bit.
On that front, on the injury side, I think I just saw you meeting DJ Humphries for the first time as you were walking through the locker room. You've met a lot of people this year. Is there more injuries and things like that than you've ever had?
Well, I'm sure it feels like that, but statistically, probably not. I'm sure we could go back and find a year where we've had more injuries, but it feels like we've had a lot of very important injuries. That was actually not the first time I'd met DJ. We had a chance to say a quick hello in the hall a week ago, but I hadn't had a chance to visit with him, see how his family's doing, see if he's found a place to live. So it was good to be able to do that.
Last one, just fun stuff. SMU, college football playoff. You stay up late and watch the game?
Well, I did one better than that. I actually attended the game. And it was an amazing game, an amazing comeback. Didn't go SMU's way last night, but today they got the good news that they made the playoffs, which is an incredible achievement in their first year in a power conference.